bus barn. You go, it's
The old bus barn?
no, the new bus barn. You go a long block, one block, and we're on the corner right there, the northeast corner of that intersection. It's on Allen and Cardinal, the intersection of Allen and Cardinal.
Oh,
okay.
So what have you been up to?
You know, making cookies.
Well, cookies are
Going
good.
to the doctor.
Well, good for you having the state tournament.
Darn right, I got her out.
Well, there you go.
This one isn't even mine. This was Mom's.
oh, okay.
I had it in my closet, and it's like I put it on. I like my sweatshirts really big and baggy, so this is a little different for me.
Yeah.
And it's like I think if I had mine from them, I'd probably got it for me.
There you go. So how are you doing? There you go. There you go. Yeah. 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 Well, is it right next door to Tammany's?
Don't go straight out here towards my house. I'm on the corner.
Right.
With the Cardinal line.
Sure.
And I have a Cardinal line.
Well, good.
When they had that. I didn't want to go by.
I don't live not too far from your old house
Where do you live?
on West 6th.
Oh, okay. Who'd you buy it from?
Ryan did.
Oh, then I can
See, Ryan is Bill and Chris Christie live in the house.
Tonight, yeah. Dave's had a meeting tonight, so. Yeah, I want to go high. Oh, really? When you get early enough so you get it, right?
We're going to have her name engraved on it.
There you go. There you go. So you're retired now?
No, but I'm working part-time.
Where?
I'm in transport.
Oh, there you go.
Just enough to keep my engineering.
Well, there you go. There you go.
Hello, how's it going?
Good, how are you?
That's why I went to part-time.
Oh, very rarely.
Well, you get it for us, our club, at one time, we could still,
Which club?
that's when, we could still eat in that room.
Oh, okay, okay.
I enjoyed that.
Well, good, good. I've cut down on the number of scarves I had. I was crazy. I had so many, it was ridiculous. This is insane, Jody. So,
Maybe you were the only.
I did. Yes, it has been. Gotta watch out for those cats. So what's Dustin up to? What's he up to? Okay. Enjoying that?
Yeah.
What does he do for
The
you?
office, the price chassis.
Well, there you go. Good enough.
Cody's got Zippo. Staying with me right now.
Our kids are all 2 hours away. Dan and his family are in Farmington up by Lakeville, Minnesota. And Matt down in Norwalk, and then Kate and I don't think he was really interested in coming. I don't think Matt was interested in coming.
Really?
I think the last shot of that championship game, because afterwards we ended up at the same hotel as the other team, and the guy who made the shot had been drinking. I think they should have been started to the trophy, but that's me.
We all said that.
But what a fun run we had.
And they were also, I'll never forget.
Hello, Matt. Hello. Thanks, stranger. Hey, ladies.
Looks like we get our choice.
Round them up there, girlfriend.
Okay, right here's good, right here's good.
Yeah, they were.
I don't know where that is. Since I've seen you. I get it.
Good evening. Welcome to the 5th annual Garner Hayfield Ventura Hall of Fame induction ceremony. My name is Matt Graham. I serve as the chairperson for the GHV Hall of Fame Committee. The Hall of Fame Committee puts in a great deal of time and energy into the selection process. Each person serves as a volunteer and spends time to screen, critique, and select each induction class. I would like to recognize them and ask if any of our committee members are here, please stand as I call your name. Superintendent Ken Casper, GHV High School Principal John Miller, GHV Athletic Director Randy Hall, GHV School Board Member Dan Gall, GHV Athletic Representative Dan Benke, GHV Fine Arts Representative Jason Highland, at-large committee members Larry Costello, Bruce Jolivet, Jody East, Eric Tremontic, Jim Haig, Mike Myring, and Sarah Tynes. Thank you guys for your efforts. I'd also like to thank Rebecca Peter from the Garner Leader for all your help in the process of putting things into the paper and helping us getting the word out. On pages 9 and 10 of your program is a nomination form. We are inducting a well-deserved class tonight, and we rely on our community to submit potential nominees from Garner Hayfield Ventura schools, including Garner, Hayfield, and Ventura. When individuals, groups, and teams are nominated, they remain on the list. Each year, our committee will review all nominations for consideration into the Hall of Fame. Thank you for your continued support. We are always looking for new nominations, so if you have any suggestions, please fill those out and send those back to me. You can also access our electronic Hall of Fame through the web by using the address listed on the back of your program on page 7. Tonight, we get the distinguished honor of inducting 3 very deserving members of the GHV Hall of Fame. One inductee is entering the GHV Hall of Fame as an outstanding individual. One inductee is entering as an outstanding coach. Our third inductee is going in as an outstanding team. If we have any former Hall of Fame members in attendance tonight, please stand and be recognized. Now let's induct the class of 2025. Our first inductee, Sarah Lyndon Carlson, outstanding contributions as an individual of GHV. Sarah Lyndon Carlson in 19 was being honored as a class of 2025 GHV Hall of Fame inductee. During her high school career, Sarah was a 4-year varsity golfer, helping lead Garner Hayfield to 4 consecutive North Iowa Conference titles. Sarah aided her team in advancing to the Iowa Class 2A state tournament for the first time in school history in 1991. She finished as 2A runner-up medalist at the state in 1991. In her senior year, she won the 2A state championship and was the overall state runner-up. Sarah also competed in elite national tournaments through American Junior Golf Association, earning the 4th place finish at the Des Moines Classic. Among other high school victories, she won the 1993 Iowa Girls State Junior Golf Tournament by 10 strokes. Beyond golf, Sarah was a 4-year varsity cheerleader, valedictorian with the 4.0, student body president, and member of the National Honor Society. She also participated in show choir, band, chorus, speech, and student senate, and received the Bernie Saga Award for exemplary character and leadership. Sarah continued her academic and athletic career at Iowa State University, becoming the first and only female athlete from Garner Hayfield to compete on scholarship on a Division I sport. She was co-captain of the ISU women's golf team and tied a school record for the round of 70 at the Beacon Woods Classic in Florida. Academically, she was named an academic All-American and earned first-team academic All Big 8 and Big 12 honors. She was also a recipient of the prestigious Wallace E. Barron All-University Senior Award in 1998. Sarah graduated with a degree in dietetics while actively searching in leadership roles across campus, including president of the Phi Epsilon Omicron Honor Society and secretary of the Iowa State Senate Athletic Advisory Board. After graduation from Iowa State, Sarah worked a short time as a registered dietitian. Mostly, Sarah has stayed home, raising their 5 children, volunteering in the local church. Sarah lives in Humboldt with her husband, Tom. She's the daughter of Denise Lindman and Kurt Lindman, and is a sister of Greg Lindman. Congratulations, Sarah, on induction into tonight's Hall of Fame.
and for sharing this special evening of recognition. It is a tremendous honor to receive the Garner Hayfield Ventura Hall of Fame Award. I am truly humbled and deeply grateful to all the individuals who worked to make this recognition possible. First, I want to thank Matt Graham for his incredible dedication and hard work in organizing these festivities. He has gone above and beyond his regular and already extensive duties here at GHS, initiating and planning the GHV Hall of Fame. Matt has ensured that everything is thoughtful, welcoming, and beautifully executed. It is especially heartwarming for me to think back to our days together at GHS, class of '93. I remember sitting next to Matt in algebra class each day, working side by side trying to understand the concepts. Thank you, Matt. Not only for your friendship, but back then, but for all that you've done to make this event very special. I would also like to express my sincere gratitude to all the individuals on the selection committee who deemed me worthy of this recognition and so graciously put forth my name for nomination. It's an honor I do not take lightly. Thank you. Because golf caddies are helpers, I want to thank the many caddies in my life for joining us tonight. My husband Tom, two of our sons, Wade and Elliot, our daughter Nora, our other daughter Frances, and her husband Marcus. Unfortunately, our oldest son Calvin and his wife are living in Arizona and unable to be with us tonight. Thank you to my brother Greg and my godparents and aunt and uncle Gene and Glenn for traveling all the way from South Dakota. Reflecting further back, I want to thank all the staff and coaches at GHS who have supported me in the golf team throughout the years. Long before the days of indoor hitting bays and simulators, it was GHS coaches and staff who made it possible for me to practice during the long Iowa winters. On this very stage, right over there, GHS staff helped set up a hitting net tucked behind the corner curtains so that I could keep swinging even when it was freezing outside. A special thank you to Coach Gene Adler, not just for your coaching, but for your care and support. I recall you bandaging and wrapping my heels many times when blistered feet made walking and swinging in golf shoes a challenge. Your dedication made a difference. Thank you. And of course, my deepest gratitude goes to my parents. Your sacrifices made everything possible. Dad, thank you for standing out in the driving range with me, hitting balls into snowbanks the moment it hit 40 degrees. Thank you for rolling me ball after ball on hot summer nights, mosquitoes buzzing, sweat pouring, and never once complaining. Thank you for driving me across the country to tournaments, often through the night, to make sure I'd be back in time for school. Mom, thank you for your work on the home front, for preparing home-cooked meals so that they were ready when I got home for practice, and for making sure my clothes were always clean and ready before I headed out to tournaments. Your quiet dedication and constant encouragement gave me confidence and made it possible for me to focus. Mom and Dad, your love and support has been unwavering. This honor is as much yours as it is mine. Thanks also goes to the Garner Golf Course. Garner Golf Course was an ideal place to grow up and learn the game. Before I had a car, I would ride my bike from my house on Lion Street to the golf course in the morning, and then ride back home for lunch, and return after lunch and ride back home again for supper. At the time, my route took me on the outskirts of neighborhoods, past a small little cornfield and the Garner Locker, through the co-op, onto the highway, riding against traffic on the far side of the gravel shoulder, across the railroad tracks, around a corner, and finally to the golf cart shed. Those were the days when we'd leave our clubs on the golf cart, in the shed, and a single group key above the shed door was all that was needed to keep everything safe and secure without incident. Garner Golf Course offered so much: a practice sand trap, a driving range, a large putting green, a makeshift grassy space in the parking lot with a hill where I practiced hitting 30 to 60-yard shots. Holes with water, holes lined with trees, fairway bunkers, and greens surrounded by multiple sequential sand traps. The course design provided variety and challenge with built-up greens that offer different looks and shot-making opportunities. When the course wasn't busy, I'd play holes multiple times with multiple balls, or I would hit across different holes for various looks. And thanks to the cooperation of the course staff and the patrons, I was often able to practice specific shots and scenarios over and over again. So many people and things to be thankful for here in my hometown. Reflecting on the past, I thought I'd share 10 memories from my time here in Garner at GHV schools. Number 1, taking new college credit courses. The two that were available at our time were college psychology and college sociology with Mr. Spriggs. Who would have thought then that now one can graduate from high school with 37 or more college credits? Number 2, taking part in pep club meetings in the little auditorium, followed by painting spirit banners with tempera paint in the hallways. I'm seeing these kids here on homecoming, and I'm remembering these things and wondering how much of these things that we did do they still do. Traveling to the Clear Lake Perkins with friends to eat breakfast on pajama day during homecoming week. Number 4, starting early marching band practices with Mr. Kendrick and the rest of the band with fresh shoes and ending with not only wet shoes but wet socks also. Practicing cheers and dances for cheerleading in the cafeteria and rolling out gymnastic mats to drill cheer stunts. Qualifying for the state golf tournament as a team, traveling together and jumping on the beds in the hotel room. Taking part in lengthy play practices, doing homework right over there alongside the others on the cement floors of the auditorium, waiting for our parts in the school play. Crafting creative projects in home ec and shop, including a blue and white outfit, which I have long outgrown, but a handmade stool which still sits reliably in my mom's kitchen. Playing a spring golf tournament as a team at the Grit Golf Course, finishing the last 2 holes in a storm of torrential wind and sleet. And as student body president, spending hours during study halls in the loading docks surrounded by barrels of paper in the newly launched GHS paper recycling program. In those early days of recycling, all paper needed to be sorted and all staples needed to be removed. We're thankful we don't have to do that anymore. Garner at GHV has always felt like home, a place of warmth and hospitality. Over the years since graduation, I've been especially thankful for the good people of Garner and the chance to reconnect. Whether cheering from the bleachers or walking the courses during my own children's competitions, it's been a gift to share those moments with various Garner friends. Even during a time when my husband and I were away and our daughter experienced a concussion on the GHV gym, we learned that GHV staff stepped in with compassion and care, and we truly appreciate their attentiveness. All those who supported me in my endeavors and helped grow the game of golf at GHV played a role in paving the way for future generations of golfers. I'm grateful to have had the opportunity to pass the skills of the game on to my daughters. Over the years, GHV has seen many successes in golf, both individually and as a team, and it's been rewarding to watch that tradition continue. Thank you all. This award is a reflection of the incredible people who have surrounded me throughout the years. As I turn the corner to the back 9 of my life, because of the help of all of you, I'm thankful to be living with wide fairways, not littered with bunkers or lined with trees, and aiming for 8-inch cups. Thank you very much.
Our second inductee tonight, Mr. Paul Nelson, outstanding contributions of the coach of GHV. Paul Nelson devoted more than 3 decades to education, spending 31 of those years teaching and coaching at Garner-Hayfield Community School District. He started 2 high school sports programs, wrestling in 1975 and cross country in 1996, leading the programs from inception until his retirement in 2006. Nelson grew up in southern Minnesota and graduated from Leroy Ostrander High School. He earned an associate's degree from Waldorf in 1970, a bachelor's degree from Bemidji State College in 1972, and a master's degree in education from Iowa State University in 1991. After college, Nelson spent 3 years in Grettinger, Iowa, where he taught industrial arts and coached wrestling, football, softball, and track. In 1975, Nelson and his wife Nancy moved to Garner, where he was hired to teach industrial technology for grades 7 through 12. During his first year with the district, Nelson established the school's wrestling program and served as the head coach. In 1996, Nelson launched the girls and boys cross-country program and served as head coach for 10 years. He was named the 2004 Girls Cross Country Regional Coach of the Year by the Iowa Association of Track Coaches. He also led the girls track team from the year 2000 to 2006. Nelson had several other coaching positions throughout his time at Garner Hayfield, including assistant high school softball coach, coach of the 7th grade football team, and junior high boys track team. As a bus driver for the district, Nelson drove athletes to most of all the wrestling tournaments and cross-country meets during his tenure, moving from driver to coach upon arrival at the gym or the course. During his final year of teaching, Nelson was named KMT's 2006 Golden Apple Teacher of the Year. In 2018, he was recognized for his 35 years as an active official by the Iowa High School Athletic Association. In 2009, Paul and Nancy were honored to be Grand Marshals of the GHV Homecoming Parade. Beyond the classroom and athletic ventures, Nelson has been part of the Garner community for 50 years. For a decade, he organized and coached the Garner Parks and Rec Summer T-ball program through 7th grade traveling softball and baseball teams. Nelson has been actively involved in his church community since his arrival in Garner, serving in various volunteer roles and singing in the choir. He is a member of the Board of Trustees for Prairie View Apartments. He has served as a board member and president of the Garner Hayfield Ventura Education Foundation and been part of committees for the Garner Public Library remodel, the Garner Vision Improvement Program, and City of Garner's tennis and pickleball court project. Nelson's wife Nancy taught elementary education in Garner Hayfield School District for 30 years. Their children, Jared Nelson and Jill Blevins, are both graduates of Garner Hayfield High School. Congratulations, Mr. Paul Nelson, on your induction to the GHV Hall of Fame.
I think Sarah said it all as far as thank you to Matt and thank you to the committee. I just want to agree with her. I'd also like to congratulate Sarah and the basketball team. All of you provided a lot of entertainment and fun times for us as we watched. So, congratulations. This situation is really a pep rally for me, and I love pep rallies. Usually I get the mic and I wander around and get things going, but I guess today I'll just stay right here and probably not end up with a cartwheel either, as I've been directed by somebody. Okay, so every time we had a pep rally, I'd usually get introduced by the cheerleaders, and so the first people I had to talk to and thank and commend were the cheerleaders, because the cheerleaders supported the teams that we were celebrating at that pep rally. And so today my cheerleaders would be my family. Jared and Jill are here, Jared's wife Rachel, grandsons Garrick and Caleb, and my wife of 52 years, Nancy. Now, Nancy's the reason I'm here, because back in 1975, we just finished up a tough winter, and she was driving back and forth to Ringstead, and I was working in Grettinger. We lived in Grettinger. Ugly winter, a lot of snow, and come spring, she got out the Des Moines Register and found want ads for industrial arts and wrestling coach in Garner. Well, I applied for a job, came over, interviewed with the superintendent, with the principal, and then with the AD, Mr. Hoppel. And Mr. Hoppel is the only one I can remember the questions of. But we were kind of on the same wavelength, you know. Anyway, during that interview, Mr. Hoppel asked me, you've only been there 3 years at Grettinger, so what's the deal? You going to come here, spend 3 years, and go down the road? And I said, no. We're looking for a place to raise a family, and we don't have any children yet. So we went on with the interview, and he showed me the salary schedule. And I said, there's a little problem here. I'd be taking a pay cut to come here because I was being a teacher and coaching 3 head jobs. And coming here, I was just going to teach and start wrestling. Well, he says, well, what would it take? I said, well, my wife's a teacher too, and if we could get her a job in the area, we'd probably be interested. He says, what's she teach? I said, elementary ed. He says, where is she? On the car. Go get her. We've got 3 openings right now. And so she had no time to worry about having an interview. She had an interview that day. And a couple days later, we got offered contracts, and so thank you for getting this here, Nancy. Okay, I was privileged then, as a coach, to start 2 programs. First wrestling coach, and then later cross country, as you heard, and cross country for both boys and girls. And in the 31 years that I was here, you can guess I had a lot of assistant coaches. Many very good assistant coaches, and I gotta say, I learned something from every assistant coach I ever had. So, I'm not gonna try and name them, because that'll take a lot of time. But anyway, if you talk to one of them, let them know. I was always proud to be an educator at Garner Hayfield. It was a place where they had outstanding teachers and an outstanding school system. Everybody seemed to work together, top to bottom, and a strong community that supported the school. And so I'm still proud to be a Gardner. As a coach, you always try to have some type of motivational slogans, motivational signs to fire the kids up. And I usually would put them on the back of a shirt or hang signs on the... Sorry, Caleb. I get a little long sometimes, I'm sorry. Anyway, on the signs or on the shirts, we always had slogans. And one of the ones that I really liked in wrestling was, the harder I work, the luckier I get. Thought there was a lot of carryover. Cross country, they usually help me come up with the slogan of the year. And one of the favorite ones I had was, the faster you run, the sooner you're done. We had some that were there to win that race, had to go fast. We had some that were there to finish the race, and sooner the better. And so, that was a good one. Okay, later on, probably in 2000, 2001, something like that, I had a slogan that I liked, attitude determines outcome. And that was working, but it didn't seem like I was getting enough buy-in to it. I needed more commitment. So the next time I came out with attitude determines outcome, choose to make yours positive. You have the choice to make your attitude positive and your outcome positive. It's up to you. Okay, so got more buy-in on that one. And we're going along. Now we're into the spring of track season in '05. And we had some good half-milers. Our 4x8 team looked like, well, we're going to go to state and we're going to place. That was my attitude. And everybody else was working hard, and I was excited. In early May, we hit a speed bump. I came back from the house project. We always had carpentry class building a house. And I came back from that 1:45 in the afternoon on Friday. Fridays were always a cleanup day, so we moved things out of the, off the site and put things away. Well, I came into the shop and I just felt terrible. And I heard Mr. Bumgard in the next room, and I said, B, get Adam. Well, Adam Upmeyer. He was on the EMT crew at the time, or on the ambulance crew. And Adam came, got the ambulance there. I got hauled over by a couple other former students to Mason City Hospital. And I woke up the next day, and I'm looking, here's Nancy, and Jared, and Jill, and I'm in a room in the ICU, and I'm intubated, and I see Jared yesterday, day before, on Friday, he was working in Washington State, and Jill was working in Dallas, Texas. And I'm looking at them and I think, this might be serious. And they proceeded to tell me it was serious. And so I go like this. I can't talk, so I need to write. And they get a whiteboard, and I wrote on there PMA. And they look at each other. What's that? So I wrote on the bottom, positive mental attitude. I obviously survived, but through the support of a lot of people, I managed to get back and be able to take one more year of teaching before I retired. And every day since then, I've been grateful. So my charge, like I always do at the end of a pep rally, charge the team. This year's the team is the Cardinals right here. Attitude determines outcome. Choose to make yours positive. Thank you, and go Cards!
Very well spoken, Mr. Nelson. Our last induction honorees tonight are the 2002 boys basketball team, being inducted as an outstanding contribution as a team of GHV. Returning 4 starters from a team that went 21-3 and lost in the sub-state final by 1 point, the 2001-2002 Garnet Hayfield boys basketball team was poised for a memorable season. The theme entering the season was historic quest, and this team certainly lived up to that. The Cardinals finished the regular season 20-0 with only 2 games decided by single digits. Won the school's first NIC title since 1978-1979, and had an average margin victory of 31 points a game. GH avenged their sub-state loss from the year before in the district final and beat Emmitsburg by 30 points to advance to the 2002 state tournament. After wins over Council Bluffs, St. Albert, and Beckman, the Cardinals lost the 2A state championship game by 1 point on a buzzer-beating 3-pointer by Danville. They finished the season with an overall record of 26-1. En route to the Class 2A championship game, the Cardinals defeated their opponents by an average of 27.8 points per game, still a GHV record. Margin of victory is not the only current record held by the 2001-2002 boys basketball team. They still hold single-season records for field goal percentage, steals per game, forced turnovers per game, and wins. This team also holds single-game records, which include points scored in 1 game, field goals made, 3-point shooting percentage, steals, forced turnovers, and largest margin of victory. 4 of the top 30 scorers in school history were on this team, and 3 separate times had 5 different players score in double figures in a game. What made this team special was everybody understood their role and worked hard to do whatever it took to win. They had size, skill, and speed, and were at least the hottest ticket in town on game nights. Members of the 2001-2002 boys basketball team were as follows: Brandon Stromer, first team All-State, first team All-Conference, first team All-District. Sean Wumkus, second team All-State, first team All-Conference, All-Tournament team. Matt Pronk, first team All-Conference, All-Tournament team. Matt Raber, second team All-Conference. Just Eifler, honorable mention All-Conference. Nick Pinnicky, honorable mention All-Conference. Along with the invaluable contributions all season long from the reserves: Jesse's, Zach Fett, Ben Young, Blake Nedved, Dustin Schultz, Jason Brandt, Jared Griman, Ryan Larson, and Steve Madsen. They were led by head coach Larry Inhouse and assistant Todd Griman. The team was managed by Nick Chambers. If I could have all the team members please stand right now. Members of this team would like to thank the Garner Enfield School District for their incredible honor, as well as their parents, and notably Kevin Stromer, who coached and inspired them during their middle school years. In their final 3 seasons, the team compiled a 65-8 record, including 37-5 NIC with a scoring margin of 21 points per game. A note I received about this team from a community member. To this team, a lot of you are parents now, so you understand how special it is and how exciting it is to watch your child play a sport or do something that they really enjoy. That's how we all felt watching this team. It was so fun watching you, your families, friends, classmates, teammates, fans, and the community really got to watch something special. Yes, the championship game was a heartbreaker, but over the years, I hope you have been able to look back and remember how special that season was, not only for you guys, but everyone in the community. And realize how much pride and joy you gave everyone that got to watch you play. To this team, I just want to say thank you. Congratulations, 2002 boys basketball team, in the induction into the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, we're not doing this behind the podium thing. On behalf of the team, just again, this is speaking on behalf of the team here. Thank you to the committee, and also congrats to Sarah and Paul. And Sarah, I don't know if you know this. I think you remember in the prime of your golf career at Iowa State, I believe, late '90s. Kurt was our basketball coach at Garner basketball, and I think he coached everyone on our team at some point or another. And he used you as an example to us during practice countless times. Countless, to your dedication. So you definitely had an impact on this team. You just didn't know at the time. And then Paul, I feel like I gotta cry now. I mean, now I gotta beat you. I gotta cry to beat your speech now a little bit. So it's not over yet. Give me time. Okay. Paul, he's not here tonight, but Justin and I worked for Paul 2 summers in college. Didn't hardly know righty tighty lefty loosey the screwdriver, but after those 2 years with Paul, pretty good. I remember Paul, one time we're sitting here and he goes, hey, you guys, go get a stud finder. I need that over here. We'd say, Paul, we don't need the stud finder. We've got 2 right here. That lasts about 2 years. When you're 19 years old, it's pretty funny. So, he played well. I did some math there, and I actually, to be honest, I had to put a film in because I couldn't remember. I did some math as a 20 years of college coaching and playing. I played and were coaching about 700 college games, and I'll tell you that there were some cool atmospheres, but there's nothing like playing in front of your hometown. There really isn't. And again, I hope the young kids, they'll understand that when they're older. But just what you guys did for us. I mean, I look back, and yeah, the teammate relationships are phenomenal and memorable, but I think, at least for me, and I think I'm speaking for most of the team, I'm not sure that any town has a better back than what we had, a better community, and that still goes to this day. I can remember Doug Hayes, and Doug Hayes brought Matt, Mark, and I out to go raise money. It's gonna be a great trip. You know how Doug talks, you know. We didn't know why we were getting taken out of school. Just 2 o'clock. Okay, look, where we're going, Doug? I'm out of school. Great. Doug wanted to raise money, so instead of taking a yellow school bus down to Vets, Doug wanted to, as he said it, let's make a good trip, a great trip for these boys. Okay, so we go to Zimco, the first place. And I think Doug had $1 in mind right away. We go to Zimpro and he goes, "Hey guys," just like typical Doug does. Zimpro met Doug's dollar amount right away. And Doug's like, "Okay, wow." We just kept going all these places. Every one of those businesses, you guys, that we went to, stepped up, and it was a great trip. And it wouldn't have happened out of a community like this. It was unbelievable. So, again, to that, I'm still blown away these days. That's one of the memories we have. You look at, just kind of looking at memories, thinking of memories. How did Eagle Grove let us have that game at Mason City High School? You might remember, Eagle Grove, we played Eagle Grove in the district finals, and they decided, yeah, we'll come up to Mason City and play that. And the reason this is relevant is because, sorry, I used to be a college coach and professor, and I can't stand me on the podium. We got off the bus at like 4:30, and the entire side was packed in Garner already. We were still in our street clothes off the bus, and our side was completely full. Think of those 15, 16, 17, 18-year-olds from Eagle Grove getting off the bus going, "What the hell did we got ourselves into here? Look at this crowd. The whole community's here already." That was power, you guys. Whatever we were going to do that night was just escalated by that. So, again, it speaks volumes to the community that was behind us, and it's still here to this day. Now, I'm getting my little soapbox here, forgive me, but I worry about the generation now with kids with Generation I or microwave culture. They want results now. I mean, when your Wi-Fi goes out or cable goes out, I get really ticked off and mad. I do, like right away. I hope people realize that this team failed. We failed 3 times. Look at the record. I'm glad Matt had this because as a former coach, I see 65-8 and all I see is 8. Or 37-5, I see 5. But I mean, we lost district finals. We lost, what was it? Algonquin and Garrigan, sophomore year. We lost to Eagle Grove junior year in sub-state. Still going that way. And finally, year 3, we finally got it done in Fort Dodge. So we failed. We failed. I hope kids now don't worry about failing because we did. But every year you have to get better and better and better at this, and I think our team did that better than anybody as far as like, hey, we kept our eye on the goal every time. And again, it's not just, I mean, and the parents, what we did in the off season, some played sports, some played other sports, some played AAU club ball. I think every one of our parents had to put up with us with our socks and shoes off in the van on a sweaty summer day, just how reek those vans and cars after a smelly boy. Especially those 15, 16, 17-year-old boys, how much they smell. I mean, it's just, boys just smell in general, don't they? So again, our parents, what they did for us over the years, we just can't thank them enough. And then just some of the other memories going through this. I mentioned the Evansburg game when we went to state. I mean, I think that court at Fort Dodge High School, I think that was full. I don't think there was an inch on that court for an hour after the game. I mean, they showed film of this. I think Denise had a film of that game, let it run during the game, and I mean, the whole crowd was on the court the entire time, hugging us. They were with us. I mean, it's like one community went to state. Not just the team, the community went to state. Family went to state, and that was a big deal. So again, I think speaking on behalf of the team, I think that's one of the things that stuck out to us the most. And then, you get down to vets with the Doug Hayes raised charter bus, which is just, again, made that just so much more memorable. And running out of Vets Auditorium, which I still wish they played Vets. I mean, Wells Fargo is, Casey's Arena, whatever it's called now. But running out to that, and you just see the entire side, kind of like Mason City High, but even better. Seeing that your whole community come in, it was like Hoosiers. I mean, literally the Hoosiers, the bus is there, and there's 2,000 cars behind it. I think Gene Hackman had 8 passes before your first shot. We sure saw we're doing that, I'll tell you that. But anyway, yeah, so just having the community, having the support, and all 3 games we played down there, every time you ran out, there was just more and more people there as the stakes got higher and higher for the state basketball. Didn't end the way we wanted, but again, it didn't matter. I mean, the hugs, the tears, the memories of that. I had that stats. I'm glad Matt showed that because just looking at some of that, I mean, it's just, I think the thing that Matt read a lot of stats, field goal percentage, forced turnovers, but I think the one that I think we're all most proud of as a team is the wins, 26 wins, school record. That's not easy. So, it takes time. It takes heart. We didn't, I go back and again, we didn't win it. I would love to see a team win. I think everyone here, the young guys in this, young dudes in this crowd, I don't know if they're out watching the Powerpuff game or whatever they are doing, but we would have done at that age. But I hope they know the dedication it takes to get there. We were masterminds in being a gym rat, trying to find our way into the gym. I won't talk about the legality of maybe finding our way into the gym some days, but we got in the gym. It worked out, right? Maybe legality or liability, I think is the better word. But we found our way in. But again, the amount of work it takes to get to that point, year after year after year, even after we fail, I hope they understand what it takes to get there, because this community is ready for another run, for another team. And we'll be the first people supporting you all the way there. But again, on behalf of the team, I want to thank the committee. I want to thank the Garner community. 23 years ago and now, top notch. Again, I've been in a lot of gyms, a lot of schools as a college recruiter, and Garner is top notch as far as support for the community, support for athletics, overall support for their community. And can't thank you guys enough. Thank you for our coaches. Again, thank you for the committee for everything. We really appreciate it.
Let's have one more round of applause for all of our inductees. That concludes our induction ceremony tonight. There will be refreshments and other time to socialize up in the cafeteria. So feel free to make your way up there as the evening progresses. Thanks again for coming out and supporting GHV.
Oh,
It's